Happy Wednesday, everyone. We have a fun burner for you guys. I hope you enjoy. One time through, that's it, that's all. Let's get ourselves ready to go, high heart rate and all, and we'll have some fun today. Our warm-up is going to consist of a plank knee to nose for 10 to 20 reps, forearm plank with toe tap for 20 seconds, or forearm plank, plank to bear squat for 3 to 5 reps, into a forearm plank with an arm reach for 20 seconds, or forearm plank hold, and finishing off with some side lunges for 6 to 10, alternating at a nice 3:03 tempo. So nice and slow, take your time. 2 to 3 rounds right here. We're going to move into some skill work here with the dumbbell, just to get ourselves prepped and ready. So take your time with this, because this can be a really nice little strength / coordination set. We're going to do a single arm dumbbell deadlift for 5 a side, single arm dumbbell front squat for 3 a side, single arm dumbbell push press for 3 a side, and then we move into a single arm dumbbell swing for 5 a side. Finishing off with an air squat for 1 to jump squat for 1 for 20 seconds, and I'll walk you through that. Lateral ski jump for 20 seconds, perhaps plus the RDL jump. A nice 20-second set, nice and smooth for 3 to 5 rounds, working on some skill, working on a little bit of strength, work and coordination, and also getting that body fired up and ready to go. Before the workout starts, I would highly suggest kind of playing around with a little practice round, or a little set of just a fast interval of some jump squats and some kettlebell swings perhaps, just to get your heart rate up, get yourself ready to go. And I can put some examples down there if you'd like to see on the workout description. So check those out, make sure you get it ready and get that heart rate high-ish before we start this work set. The workout today is going to consist of dumbbell thruster for 50 at a low dumbbell load, into dumbbell or kettlebell swing for 25 reps, and 15 burpees. One time through, top to bottom, take it down fast and hard, and see where it takes you today. It's going to be a fast burner, it's going to be a good time. We want to make sure that heart rate is ready to go so that we're not warming up midway through the workout, because when the workout starts, you got to be ready for this one. All right, let's get warmed up, let's get ready, we'll have some fun. All right, guys, let's get ourselves ready to go. Let's get our feet under the hips and take the arms big and tall if they're going to go there after yesterday's handstand adventure. We'll reach, we'll come back through and reach, come back up. We're going to scratch our back and reach through the elbow. Come back up, big stretch. Scratch your back, reach through the elbow. Come back up, big stretch. And we're going to forward fold all the way down, touching those toes. We'll walk up the shins. We'll come down, framing foot. We'll step back into our lizard. We're going to take that back knee down. We're going to press the hip, come back through, opening up with the outside hand. We'll come back down, press the hip, back through, outside hand. And one more time, let's press that hip, come back through, and outside hand. Planting that hand down, we'll grip the floor, straighten out the leg, step back and up into that down dog, reaching those hips, we'll walk the heels. Nice and slow, nice and solid, waking up those ankles, and we'll come back into our plank, step the foot up, nice and square in those hips. We're going to lower the knee down, press the hip, come back through, outside hand reach, come back down, press the hip, come back through, outside hand, lower down, press that hip one more time, we'll come back through, and outside hip. Come back down. Straighten out the back leg. We're going to step back into that down dog, reaching those hips, walk the heels, making sure those shoulders are set. Nice chance to open them up after yesterday. Get that nice big stretch going. We'll come back into our plank, tiptoe those feet up, roll ourselves up, big stretch. We're going to reach and reach. Come back through, bring those hands down. Rock and roll, everyone. Let's get you guys ready to go. Pause the video, though, if you'd like to do some more gentle warm-up. Take some time, maybe some more rotations, cat-cows, just get that upper body ready a little bit more. But we're going to get you guys ready to go on this first piece of warm-up. All right, this first phase of warm-up is going to kickstart off with some core work. So I'm going to turn profile so you guys can see kind of the knee action in my plank. My hands are going to come down into that plank position. I'm going to pull my ribs and hips in, press my shoulders to the sky. And then maintaining that decent hip position, I'm going to pull my knee up, bring my nose to my knee, and come back to that plank. Knee to nose, back to plank. So I'm working on that compression through the midsection, but I'm trying to keep my hips nice and level, so I'm not pushing my hips up in the air like a down dog when I bring that knee up. So we want to really focus on that good solid plank and maintaining that plank and letting that knee go as high as we can get it without contorting our body in that plank. Gripping that floor, pressing those shoulders, maintain all those good pieces to the plank, and rock those reps with that knee to elbow, or knee to nose, sorry. Forearm plank coming up next with a toe point. So first things first, we have to get ourselves into our forearm plank. So our elbow is going to be stacked under our shoulder. I'm going to push through my shoulders and my arms. I'll step back into that nice plank, establish this first, and then I'm going to take that toe out to the side and touch and come back. Touch to the side, come back. I can touch as close or as far as I'd like to with that toe point. So don't go so far you get a big cramp in your glute, but explore that range, keep that nice flat plank, and work that nice kind of side scale, but in a forearm plank. Now if you're looking at that going, nope, I'm going to work on that forearm plank alone, we can work on two things. We can work on that full toe forearm plank, or we can lower the knees, maintaining the hollow and maintaining that compression through the core. Either one, very, very solid work set, getting the core ready and getting everything fired up for what's to come. After we have that forearm plank with toe point or forearm plank, we're going to move into our plank to bear squat for 3 to 5 reps. So I'm going to get set up in my plank again, hands just outside the shoulders, gripping the floor. I'm going to get set up in the plank. I'm going to step my feet to my squat stance or hip width stance. Maintaining that good solid plank position, I'm going to pull my hips back towards my heels like I'm doing a little squat. And then I'm going to come straight back into that plank. So I'm trying to keep everything pretty low. My hands are pressing into the floor. Equal weight between my pinky and my thumb. So I'm trying to keep those hands down nice and strong so I'm not rolling out on that pinky side. Again, too, like our down dog, my armpits are pointing down towards the floor and I'm actively pressing into this position like I would be if I was going to be in a handstand or if I was doing that floor or prone shoulder raise. So I want to really focus on that nice solid hollow all the way through. Once we've done our 3 to 5 reps of our plank to bear squat, we're going to go back to our forearm plank and work on arm reach. So with the arm reach, I'm going to turn and face the camera first so you guys can see my body position. I establish that forearm plank, nice and strong. I'm going to shift my weight a bit and extend the arms straight out. And then I shift straight out. So I'm trying to keep my hips level. And I'm trying to keep my chest square to the floor. So the arm doesn't have to go super far, but we want to make sure we're super strong and tight. We shift our weight a bit, staying square to the floor. Very, very challenging. So if you'd like to work on something else there, you can work on that forearm plank or our knee forearm plank, even our forearm plank with a toe point. That's a lot of forearm plank work right there. That was a tough one to say. So you can work the toe point, you can work the plank, you can work the arm reach. Whatever you want to do for 20 seconds, we're just going to heat up the core a little bit and get those shoulders fired up. Once we're done that piece, we're going to stand tall and get those legs and hips fired up. So the core might be a little warm and jello-like after that work set. So we're going to get ourselves set up here in that wide stance, toes slightly turned out. And we're going to continue just waking things up. So we're going to have to work a little harder to keep that core engaged. We're going to take our hip to our heel, thinking about our squat mechanics. So we have that nice wide stance. I squeeze, I take my hip to my heel, trying to keep my chest up as high as I can. My knee tracks my toe, just like a squat, and I'm trying to maintain that good tall body position as I work that side lunge. So I'm going to take that nice and slow. I'm going to work through that 3:03 tempo, so 3 seconds down, 3 seconds stand, anywhere from 6 to 10 alternating reps. So take your time with that, give your legs a nice chance to kind of open up a little bit. It'll also be a good test for the core after we just put it through the ringer through those first 4 exercises. Quick little recap, plank knee to nose, 10 to 20 reps alternating, forearm plank with toe point or forearm plank, 20 seconds of work there, plank to bear squat for 3 to 5, forearm plank with arm reach or toe point or forearm plank. 20 seconds. Side lunge with 6 to 10 alternating reps with a 303 tempo, 2 to 3 rounds. Take that down, work that core, work that body position. Take your time warming that up because the workout's not super long, so we have time to fire ourselves up a little bit. Pause the video, take that down. I'm going to go through that next phase with you guys with the dumbbell, get you even close to that work set. All right, you guys. So we're moving to that next phase. We got a dumbbell out. We're going to work on a little bit of unilateral work today. And for today with this single arm dumbbell deadlift, we're going to work on the conventional style deadlift. So I'm going to do a sumo deadlift to get the dumbbell up to my hip. And I'm going to bring my feet in a little narrower so my knees and legs don't interfere with the dumbbell. I'm going to keep the dumbbell close to the side. And in this situation, I'm going to have to really work on staying square through my upper body. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up nice and tight through the ribs. I'm going to pull the hips back, keeping the dumbbell close to my body. I'm going to maintain that good back position as I lower down to where I feel comfortable. And I'm going to push through my feet and legs as I stand tall, hips and shoulders rising at that nice hinge. So I come back and down. As I push, everything rises together, and then I open up the hips once that dumbbell gets around the knees. So again, we have to really focus on that nice square torso. Since we're only holding one dumbbell, we're holding it to the side. We'll do 5 a side. There's no tempo there, but it's warm up, so I would give yourself a little slower down just to allow yourself to warm those positions up and really heat that body up well. Once you're done the deadlifts on both sides, you'll clean the dumbbell up into that front rack position. So the dumbbell is going to rest on the shoulder. The elbow is going to press a little bit up into that arm and that dumbbell. My feet are going to be in a regular squat stance. I'm going to pull my hips to my heels, keeping the knees just slightly out. Nothing too crazy, but just enough to track the toes, and then we're going to stand. So I'll take the hip to heel, staying nice and upright, and stand. So like that work set with the deadlift, we're doing a unilateral work set, so we do have to focus on staying square and active on the other side. So personally, I like keeping the arm out to the side or out up in front. That helps keep me level and it keeps me engaged. Once I've done those lovely front squats, we're going to move into the push press. So my feet are going to come under my hips, toes can be slightly turned out. I'm working a single arm push press. So again, like the other two, you just have to work on staying level and square. I'm going to work on that nice vertical dip, and I'm going to drive that dumbbell up overhead out of that dip. So I get the good dip, vertical, drop. I come back down. I set, dip, drop. Come back down, set, dip, drop. So I want to make sure I'm hitting that really nice overhead position with that dumbbell, holding for a beat just to make sure I have control. Come back down, redo. So we're going to warm that overhead position up with the push press, even though we're doing thrusters in the workout. The thruster is just the front squat and the push press joined together. So we're going to warm those two pieces up separately and then bring them together in the practice round. Now, right after that push press, we're going to work that dumbbell swing, but we're going to work it single hand. So you're going to hold the dumbbell by the handle with one hand. Our feet are going to be in our squat stance. I'm going to draw the hips back like a deadlift, keeping the hand above my knees, and I'm going to get that good drive through the legs, and I'm going to work on that nice fluent swing. I'm going to do 5 per side. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the height of the dumbbell, and this single arm dumbbell will allow you perhaps to get a little higher than you normally do with the dumbbell or kettlebell swing. So I invite you to kind of explore the range. But I don't want you to go there if you're not comfortable. So if you're only comfortable taking it to the shoulder, that's fine. Just above the shoulder, that's fine. But if you want to go right overhead, that's also fine. So just make sure we're controlling, pressing into that dumbbell at the top, and we're working on that good leg drive to get the dumbbell moving well. So that nice little sequence of single arm dumbbell work, it's a nice way to warm up, and it's a nice way to work on some unilateral skill and some skills that we don't normally use in our workouts. After that, we're going to warm up our heart rate and get those legs going a little bit more with a little combo for 20 seconds. The combo is going to be 1 air squat to 1 jump squat. So I'm going to show you what that looks like together. So I'm going to squat, jump, squat, stand, squat, jump squat, stand, it's 2 squats per position. It's just there to kind of play around with some coordination, work on some timing, and give you a chance to really hone in that squat mechanic. Now, if you're not comfortable with the jump squat, you can use any of those 3 variations we normally use. You can use the air squat with a slightly faster ascension, or what we can have is that non-jumping jump squat. So we squat, we drive up, down, and that drive pulls my heels off the floor, and then I can pull right back down into that nice squat. Or we can work on the full jump squat. It's up to you. What we're doing is we're just playing around with a nice controlled air squat and then a very dynamic one. All right, so if you're going to do 2 air squats, just make sure you differentiate between the 2. One will be smooth and controlled. The other one will be a little bit more aggressive on the stand-up, or you can play around with those other 2 options. Now, our next little bit is going to be some more jumping. We're going to play around with the lateral ski. So again, for 20 seconds, we're going to work on a couple different things. We can work on just the lateral ski. I get my arms and legs moving together for timing and momentum. I can also do that without a jump, just with a big step. All right, you can work on that position. Or you can do the lateral ski to RDL jump, or vertical hop. So I get that nice lateral to vertical, lateral, vertical. If you're not quite ready to do the hop, you can also work lateral, high knee, lateral, high knee. And you can work on the balance and the control going from lateral to vertical without jumping, but still working that range. As a quick recap, we have a single arm dumbbell deadlift, conventional style, 5 per side. Single arm dumbbell front squat, 3 per side. Single arm dumbbell push press, 3 per side. And then a single arm dumbbell swing, 5 a side. Moving into our air squat for 1, plus jump squat for 1, 20 seconds of that cycle. Then lateral ski jump for 20 seconds, or lateral ski jump plus RDL, or one of those other options I just showed you for 20 seconds of work. 3 to 5 reps, or 3 to 5 rounds, sorry. Have some fun with that. It's gonna get the heart rate up, it's gonna work on some skill, get that body ready for some load, and get you ready for what's to come. Pause the video, take it down, have some fun with it, rock it. Remember, the workout doesn't take very long, so take your time, warm yourself up the right way, make sure you get ready for this bad boy. The workout is upon us, you guys, but I highly suggest practicing a few rounds of just some fun stuff to get your heart rate up a little bit more and get yourself prepped. I'll have some options and some practice rounds kind of as an example on the bottom, but if you'd like to make up your own, please be my guest. The workout today consists of 50 dumbbell thrusters. You can take that down with a single dumbbell, alternating every 5 reps, or you can take it down with 2. But I highly suggest, again, keeping this very light. It's meant to be pretty light and steady, so we're taking down those thrusters in some pretty big sets. Now the thruster is joining the front squat and the push press together. So I'm going to turn profile. I'm going to clean the dumbbell up to my shoulder. I'm going to execute a nice front squat, so hip to heel, driving under the bottom into that press. I'll absorb the dumbbell, good front squat, building momentum as I drive up, and that drive is what sends the dumbbell up towards the sky, and then the arm finishes that momentum, allowing ourselves to lock out and save our arm quite a bit. So we want to think about the legs and the hips doing most of the drive in the thruster. Again, single dumbbell, you can alternate every 5 reps, or 2 dumbbells, total count of 50 reps. Our next exercise is our dumbbell or kettlebell swing. We warmed up the single arm swing in the work set. So the swing itself is exactly the same in terms of our body position, but we can hold the dumbbell a multitude of ways. We can hold it by the handle, so both hands on the handle like a golf club. We can hold it by the belt, or we can use that single. Or we can use a kettlebell and hold the handle. So we've already seen and practiced that single arm swing. I'm just going to show you a couple holding the belt. So it's the exact same motion. I get that good hinge, leg and hip drive, which gets that dumbbell moving and allows the arms to guide the dumbbell up to your desired height. The other option is 2 hands on the bell, same idea. The hands stay above the knees as the legs drive with the hips to get that dumbbell moving. And again, using the legs and hips to do the majority of the work and not overusing the arms to pull the dumbbell up. Pick your position, hold that dumbbell nice and solid. If you're using a single arm, again, you'll alternate every 5 reps. If you're doing 2, obviously you'll just do 25 reps, holding on with 2 hands. Our last exercise is the burpee. Fan favorite. Everyone loves a good burpee. What we have is 15, so it's a smaller number today. So we have the full burpee or the squat thrust, whatever one you want to choose from. I'm going to show you both in a couple different options. So I'm going to come down with my hands. I'm going to jump my feet back, lowering to the floor, pressing up, jumping and clapping. I can also plant my hands, step and lower, and step up, and clap. Either option or a combination of those two works for me. Jump back, step in, step back, jump in. Whatever sets you up for the best position to stand tall. Or sets you up for the best position to land in that nice solid position for that elbow stacked over the wrist with that shoulder pulled back. We did humeral glides in our workout in our warm-up yesterday. Remember all those key fundamental points of the humeral glide when we're working our burpee, because we want to make sure we stay tight to help stabilize the shoulder. Our other option is the squat thrust, which is planting those hands, keeping the shoulders over the hands, popping into the plank, and coming back up. I can also step, or I can step, or any combination of those things. Jump back, step in, step out, jump in, whatever you'd like to do. The key thing here is we're popping into a good plank, pressing those shoulders to the sky, and making sure throughout the entire movement, our hand stays under our shoulder. So we're nice and strong and stable through the shoulder girdle. Quick recap of the workout. 1 round, we have 50 dumbbell thrusters, 25 dumbbell or kettlebell swings, and 15 burpees. 1 time, sprint it through, but again, we want to make sure we keep our movement clean and efficient. That's how we get to go fast in these work sets. I wish you luck on this one, you guys. Let me know how it goes. I'm super, super stoked to bring this one to you guys. I hope you enjoy. But have a great day. We'll talk to you very soon. Bye, everyone.